And actually, I want to use this to transition while we're talking about the games and utility and things like that. Again, we kind of talked about this slightly last week, but we were kind of short on time about Epic Games because obviously Will earlier mentioned earlier about Minecraft and that. We also mentioned that Epic Games was actually moving towards uh, having a being a player in the Web 3 space.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Epic Games? What do you think their role is going to be in Web 3? Because obviously we know they have what's the game? Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Fortnite is under Epic Games, and Fortnite obviously is massive. Like it's beyond massive. So if
Yeah.
Epic Games really does go down that road, do you think that Epic Games is? I won't say has a chance because it always has a chance. But what do you think the probability of Epic Games actually being big in the Web 3 spaces? Do you reckon it's kind of the big Web 2, the big Web 2 studio is kind of just jumping on the bandwagon, or do you think it's actually going to be like, oh, yo, they really man, I want to cuss. I don't know if we can cuss. They really enjoy this like space, and they really want to be here, and they respect it all. What do you think? Do you reckon people are going to look at it as, oh, they're just jumping on the bandwagon, or they're actually here to do and provide value to the space? What do you guys think?
I think they're just gonna be huge. Like I think it's gonna be good because they bring the audience. Like it's like Microsoft buying Skype. Like they could easily create their own Skype. You know, it's like technically it wouldn't be that hard for them, but they bought Skype because of the audience, the fan base, and the people, the customers that Skype already has. And if Epic Games comes into Web3, like they're gonna blow it. Like in a good way. Like they're gonna crush it really really good. I like. It's going to be so exciting because once again, you just need one of the cool kids to think it's cool for the rest of the cool kids to jump on board as well. And if Epic Games jump aboard, all like other companies too will look at it like, oh, we got to jump in too. I don't miss this train. But the gamers as well, like, oh, Epic Games, like I love playing Fortnite. I love playing Fall Guys. I'll see what this is all about. If Epic Games says it's cool, I'd love it. And I'll be honest, I've been playing a lot of Fall Guys recently, and which is very similar to Blancos, which they acquired. And Blancos isn't right there yet, where Epic, where Fall Guys is, but like still, it's way more fun in a different way. But either way, I keep thinking if Fall Guys was just NFT because there's so much level up,
just thinking that.
Unlock. Yeah, like bro, if they just incorporated NFTs, like it would be so dang fun. Yeah, because right now, Fall Guys is a fun game to play with friends, game to game. But like progression wise, like I could not care less. It's one of the games where like I could not care less about what I unlock and all the things. But if there were NFTs, I'd love it. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Annie, do you play Fall Guys?
No, I don't play Fall Guys, but I have maybe a little bit different take, Will, on the Epic Games thing. So when I read their statement and their approach, I actually felt like they're basically trying to be Switzerland in the whole deal. They're trying to stay neutral and not take a strong position either way. So I think, they saw some of the blowback on Microsoft with their Minecraft statement and were like, yo, we're not there. But I also think they're not here on we're all in on Web3 yet. When I look at them with Blancos and some of these other initiatives, for a company their size, and Epic Games is massive, absolutely. One of the largest gaming studios in the entire world. I think what they're going to do is take 1% of their portfolio or 2% and say, yeah, we'll try it out. We're going to see, what's the overall reception, and they'll do that over a 2-year time period or something, kind of see how the industry evolves. But they're, at least as far as I can tell right now, not actually planning to make massive moves. And that's pretty common for most, I would say, standard Web 2 companies. And actually, this has nothing to do with Web 2. I should maybe clarify. This is true for any incumbents in an industry when you've got a really disruptive technology. Unless it's something that they are fully committed strategically to, they're going to slow play the entire thing. And usually that means that new market entrants are going to be able to capture the space before they're able to ramp up their abilities. So I actually, the example when we talk about Microsoft and Skype, it's interesting because they bought Skype, but then they basically abandoned the software and they built Microsoft Teams instead. So they kind of signaled an interest in in the space, and then we're like, we're not actually able to truly integrate with the technology and the company at Skype, we'll just go ahead and do our own thing. So that's
Mm.
actually a really good example, Will, of how I think a lot of these larger companies may actually play out through like any mergers or acquisitions that they do with with actual Web3 games. I think the philosophy and the approach is so different from these smaller indie studios to, a large, gigantic game developer. We're probably going to see, too much conflict where they can't really adopt it without fundamentally transforming their organization. And that's really, really difficult to do.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree that like companies like Epic Games or just large companies, like I just imagine Coca-Cola, any of these big companies, if a disruptive technology comes in, they can't just say, yo, I'm going full. Like the thing is, like what Microsoft did is actually really, really bad, because shutting yourself off from it is like, yo, that just blocks you from the future. Like that's just the wrong way to go about it. But you also can't jump fully in, because everyone else behind is like, yo, I need to, like, they're going to feel left behind. So it's like this slow kind of turtle walk that they have to do, and it's like this slow dance. Yeah, Annie.
Yeah, and there's a lot of internal pressures too. So anyone that's worked at like a large, so in my day job, I work at a large Fortune 50 type of company, and in an organization that size, there's so many structures that are put in place to resist change of that magnitude, because what's worked well in the past, whatever your industry, you're going to be focused on making sure you don't break that, right? That's most large companies' goal is
your
don't
job
kill
is
the
to
cash
keep
cow.
it going.
Yeah, whatever it is, like what we've been doing is working. We're not going to change it because it's not broken yet, and that leads to just kind of momentum to keep things the same. And every step of the way, whether it's designers or developers or managers or the executives, like somewhere along the line, someone's going to stop true innovation in most cases. And so that's why I say it's really difficult culturally to make that change, as opposed to a company that's starting from scratch. That's like, oh, this is just who we are. It's sort of changing your why of why you exist and how you're approaching the world.